Here's a scenario I've seen play out more times than I'd like to count. Someone brings in their BMW 3 Series. Maybe 80,000 miles on the clock. Still looks great, clean paint, good interior. But under the hood, misfires, sluggish throttle response, a turbocharger that sounds like it's gargling gravel. They want to know what went wrong. And 9 times out of 10, it wasn't a design flaw. It wasn't bad luck. It was a handful of specific maintenance decisions that were skipped, delayed, or just done incorrectly. BMW 3 Series owners face average annual repair costs of $1,300 to $2,100 after warranty expiration. And the gap between the owners paying that and the ones who aren't almost always comes down to what we're covering today. So whether you're running an N52 in an E90, an N55 in an F30, or a B58 in a G20, this is your engine-specific playbook. 7 things. Done right, done on schedule. Stay through to number 5, because what I'm going to tell you about your intake valves could save you an expensive repair bill you never saw coming. Let's go. Section 1. Oil. The one everyone gets wrong. You already know oil matters. But here's where most owners get this wrong, and it's not what you'd expect. BMW's Condition-Based Service System, CBS, can tell some drivers they're good for up to 15,000 miles between oil changes. Technically, under ideal circumstances with the right oil, that number exists. But real-world driving isn't ideal. Short trips, cold starts, occasional hard pulls on the motorway. That oil is working far harder than the algorithm assumes. BMW's own maintenance guidelines suggest oil changes every 10,000 miles or 12 months, whichever comes first. For anyone who drives with any enthusiasm or does a lot of urban stop-start driving, the smarter interval is 5,000 to 7,500 miles. Now here's the part that matters even more than the interval, the specification. You must use BMW Longevity 01 or LL01 rated oil, not full synthetic 5W30. Close enough. The LL01 designation covers the viscosity profile, the thermal stability, and critically, the additive package. On a turbocharged N55 or B58, your oil isn't just lubricating. It's actively cooling a turbocharger that spins it up to 150,000 RPM. Castrol Edge, Mobile One, Leaky Moly, all make LL01 approved variants. Use one of them every time. And this flows directly into the next point, because the cleanliness of your oil has a direct consequence on one of the most important systems in your engine. Section 2. Vanos, the system that defines BMW's character. If you've owned a BMW for any length of time, you know the name Vanos. But understanding why it's sensitive and what the early warning signs are is what separates an expensive repair from a cheap fix. Vanos is BMW's variable valve timing system. It adjusts intake and exhaust camshaft timing dynamically based on RPM and load, advancing the intake cam at low revs for torque, adjusting for power higher up, and constantly optimizing in between. It's a large part of why a BMW inline-six feels so alive across the entire rev range in a way that engines from other brands simply don't. The system is oil pressure actuated. Tiny solenoid valves meter oil to move the cam phasers. The tiny oil passages that make up the Vanos system can become clogged with dirty oil, leading to labor-intensive and expensive repairs. It's not a design flaw. It's a precision system with precision tolerances. Feed it clean oil on schedule, and it runs beautifully. Feed it degraded, sludgy oil past its service life, and those passages clog. The early warning is something most owners dismiss. A rattle on cold start that disappears within 10 to 30 seconds as oil pressure builds. That's the Vanos starving momentarily. Don't ignore it. Early F33 series with a 6-cylinder engine were actually recalled over Vanos oil feed issues. The oil line to the Vanos unit could become loose, causing a loss of oil pressure and sending the car into limp mode. The good news: Vanos solenoid cleaning with brake cleaner often resolves the issue before replacement becomes necessary. This is a job a mechanically confident owner can do themselves. Catch it early. It's an afternoon. Leave it until the cam phasers themselves are affected, and you're in a different cost conversation entirely. Section 3. The the silent killer, carbon buildup. This is the one that surprises even experienced BMW owners the first time they see it. If your 3 Series has a direct injection engine, which all post 2007 turbocharged inline-6 models do, this is happening inside your engine right now. The only question is how far along it is. Here's the physics. In a traditional port-injected engine, fuel sprays over the back of the intake valves on every cycle, washing them clean. Direct injection bypasses the valves entirely. Fuel goes straight into the cylinder. So when blow-by vapors from the PCV system circulate back through the intake tract, they coat the backs of those valves. With no fuel to wash them off, the residue bakes on over thousands of miles into hard, thick carbon deposits. The symptoms creep in gradually. Rough idle, a hesitation you feel in the first second of acceleration. A slight power loss you can't quite measure. A misfire code that appears, clears itself, then reappears. By the time it's obvious, the deposits are already significant. Carbon buildup on the N54 and N55 engines can become severe over time, almost completely closing off the intake tracts. BMW's own guidance recommends intake valve cleaning roughly every 30,000 to 50,000 miles for these engines. The fix is walnut blasting, and yes, that's genuinely what it's called. The intake manifold comes off, the engine is rotated so valves are closed on each cylinder, and crushed walnut shell media is blasted at the deposits while a vacuum captures the debris. It's precise, effective, and safe for the valve seats, which chemical spray treatments can sometimes damage. For the N55, plan for walnut blasting around the 60,000 mile mark. For the N54, possibly sooner. The B58 in newer G20 cars builds carbon more slowly based on current evidence, but a borescope inspection at 80,000 to 100,000 miles is wise. An oil catch can on the PCV system will slow the buildup. It won't eliminate it. Eventually, the walnut blast is coming. Budget for it. It is genuinely one of the best value maintenance jobs you can do on a direct injection BMW. Section 4. Cooling system. Stay ahead of this one. This is where BMWs have historically been humbled. Not because the engineering is poor, it's actually quite clever, but because the components have a finite life and the consequences of ignoring them are severe. Continuous overheating can warp engine components and lead to failure. Even a single significant overheat event can compromise head gaskets and distort aluminum components that are very expensive to repair. BMW uses an electronically controlled water pump on the N55 and B58. It decouples coolant flow from engine RPM, allowing more precise temperature management and reducing parasitic losses. When it works, it's elegant. When it fails, electric water pumps fail suddenly without warning in many cases, potentially causing overheating damage before the driver even realizes there's a problem. The action plan is straightforward. Replace your coolant every 4 years or 60,000 miles with BMW-approved coolant. As it ages, it becomes acidic and begins attacking aluminum components from the inside, including the water pump seals. If you're past 75,000 miles on an N55, a proactive water pump and thermostat housing replacement done together is excellent insurance. The labor overlap means the combined job costs far less than doing each separately after a failure. Inspect the plastic coolant expansion tank annually for stress cracks. Replacement tanks are inexpensive. A failed expansion tank is a roadside breakdown. There's no good reason to wait. Section 5. Spark plugs and ignition coils. The foundation of every power stroke. Here's something that catches people off guard. BMW inline-6 engines are genuinely more sensitive to spark plug condition than most other platforms. The combination of high compression, direct injection, and turbocharging means the ignition system is working harder than it does in a naturally aspirated engine. And a plug that's merely worn in another car is actually causing real problems here. BMW's standard schedule calls for spark plug replacement every 60,000 miles. For anyone driving enthusiastically, consider moving that to 40,000 miles. The cost of 6 iridium plugs is negligible compared to the fuel efficiency, combustion cleanliness, and power you're recovering. Use NGK iridium plugs to OEM spec. Not copper, not platinum. Iridium fires more consistently under boost and holds its electrode geometry significantly longer. Now, here's the mistake that leads to unnecessary callbacks: replacing the plugs without replacing the coils. Ignition coils are a common failure point on the N55, and if you're experiencing misfires, replacing all ignition coils along with the spark plugs is the recommended approach. They've all seen the same thermal cycles, the same electrical load, the same service life. Replacing one is a short-term solution. When you pull the intake cover to do the plugs, do all 6 coils at the same time. It's a 20-minute addition, and it's the right call. And pull those old plugs carefully, read the electrode. Pale tin deposits are normal. Oily fouling means a separate issue worth investigating before it becomes expensive. Section 6. Transmission and brake fluid. The overlooked pair. 2 fluids, both chronically neglected. Both with consequences people don't think about until something fails. Brake fluid first, because this one has a safety dimension. Brake fluid is hygroscopic. It absorbs moisture from the atmosphere over time. That moisture lowers the boiling point of the fluid. On a spirited backroad run or a track day, degraded fluid can actually boil inside the calipers, creating vapor pockets that compress under pedal pressure. A firm pedal goes soft exactly when you need it most. Brake fluid changes should occur every 2 years. This is time-based, not mileage-based, because the degradation happens whether you drive the car or not. Buy a test strip, check moisture content annually, replace on schedule. It's inexpensive and takes 20 minutes. On the transmission, BMW's CBS system monitors the transmission, but independent mechanics widely recommend an ATF change every 40,000 to 60,000 miles on the ZF8 Speed Automatic. BMW's lifetime fill designation is one of the more debated claims in the ownership community. Lifetime, in manufacturer language, refers to the warranty period, not the life of the gearbox. Fresh ATF keeps shifts crisp, protects the valve body, and prevents the heat-induced degradation that causes the hunting, hesitant behavior you see in neglected units. The fluid coming out of a lifetime fill transmission at 80,000 miles is usually dark and smells burnt. That tells you everything. Section 7. Air filter and intake. Don't let this one slide. The simplest job on this list, and the one people most often put off. BMW recommends air filter inspection and replacement every 60,000 miles, but in dusty or urban environments, check it at 30,000. A restrictive filter doesn't just hurt power. On a turbocharged engine, it's also the last line of defense, protecting the compressor wheel of your turbocharger from particulate contamination. A particle hitting that wheel at 150,000 RPM is not a recoverable situation. A quality drop-in replacement, K and in-panel filter, for example, offers slightly better airflow than stock paper while maintaining proper filtration. For a street car, it's a sensible upgrade. Avoid open cone intake kits unless you've properly addressed heat shielding. Turbocharged inline sixes are sensitive to intake air temperature, and a cone filter sitting in an open, heat-soaked engine bay can hurt performance rather than help it. The opposite of the point. This is a 10-minute job. There is no good reason to skip it. Here's what I want to leave you with. None of these items, done in isolation, transforms your car overnight. That's not how this works. But done together, done consistently, done on schedule, the effect is genuinely compound. Clean oil keeps the Vanos passages clear. Clear Vanos keeps the cam timing precise. Precise timing protects the turbocharger and combustion quality. The walnut blast restores airflow to the combustion chamber. Fresh coolant protects every aluminum component in the cooling circuit. Good plugs and coils complete the combustion event cleanly. A healthy air filter protects everything upstream. Each item supports the others. That's the architecture of a well-maintained BMW engine. Not a collection of individual tasks, but an interconnected system where every component performs better because the ones around it are also right. Preventive maintenance of this kind has been shown to reduce major BMW engine problems by 40 to 50%. The N55 engines regularly see 200,000 miles in the hands of owners who do this. The B58 is showing every indication of the same. You bought the ultimate driving machine. The maintenance schedule that actually lives up to that name isn't the one the service advisor prints on a sticker. It's this one. If any of this was useful, subscribe because we go engine specific every week. Drop your generation and engine code in the comments. The community here knows their stuff, and the discussion is always worth reading. See you in the next one.